Here we go again.
No, not again.
You've been fooled.
How long have we been doing this?
Once more unto the
Again, until we're both dead.
Hello and welcome to You've Seen It Before, movie reviews with connections in mind. Well, as of the time of this filming, it is just over 6 hours left in 2017, and I just thought it'd be a great idea to take a look back and see some of my personal favorites and some of the not so great films of 2017. And overall, I just want to say that 2017 was a great year for film, at least as far as I'm concerned. Out of all the films that I went to see and did a review on, I liked the overwhelming majority of them. There were only a few, and of the few that I didn't like, I didn't really dislike them all that much. It was just enough where I can say, I saw it, but I don't need to see it again. So, without further ado, let's just go over a few of the best and not necessarily the worst, but the less good of 2017 film and TV, as well as a look forward to what you can expect from my channel coming forward in 2018. Now, 2017 had a great number of films that I really loved, and some that were just okay, but they were still really solid films. Some of the films that I personally loved were Logan, which was an astounding film. I loved it, and I especially recommend people see it at least once in the black and white version that was released. That makes it so much more interesting. American Made with Tom Cruise was another one that I really enjoyed. I didn't know, wasn't expecting much going into it, but I would say that it's definitely an enjoyable film, and if you don't know a whole lot about the historical period on which it was set, it'll definitely make you learn some things and entertain you along the way as well. 2017 was also the year of great superhero films, and some not so great, but out of all of the superhero films that came out in 2017, my favorite has to be Wonder Woman, just because I loved the action sequences of it, I loved the character development, I loved the chemistry between Gal Gadot and Chris Pine, and I gotta say, every time I hear Wonder Woman's theme, originally heard it in Batman vs. Superman, I just get chills every time I hear it, and it's amazing. And it's this, even though the third act is a little bit cliche in its portrayal of comic book films, overall I would say that was one of my most favorite superhero films of 2017. Now, overall, I would say my favorite hands down film, just because, not necessarily quality-wise, but because it hit me in just the right spot, and I saw it on just the right day in a certain time in my life this year, that I had a ton of fun. I love the action sequences, I love the cinematography, and I love the plot as well, and I love the fact that it surprised me every single time. That movie, if you saw my mid-year review, is Atomic Blonde. Yes, I highly recommend you see this film. It is one of the best films that I saw all year. It is my personal favorite for the year. Now, as I said, there weren't none of the films I saw this year I really disliked, but there were some films that I found at least a little bit disappointing, or in a way where it's like, all right, it's fun for a couple hours. I don't think I wasted that time, but I don't think I'm gonna see this movie again, at least, or pay money to see it again. Some of these movies include Life, starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Ryan Reynolds. It was an interesting concept, but it was too much of an Alien clone to be interesting enough, and the plot twist at the end I saw coming a mile away. It just didn't work. Similar to Life, I would say the Tom Cruise The Mummy, the supposed start of Universal's Dark Universe, was another film that I originally thought was okay. I found enough to enjoy my time watching it, but then again, it's one of those films where it's like, yeah, alright, I don't need to see this again. It was just okay, bordering on whatever. Another film that I didn't really wasn't really disliking. It was just kind of meh. And from this franchise, I would say that I've enjoyed it longer than most people have at this point, and that would be Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales. This movie I thought was the fifth film in the franchise. I was just getting tired, and while it looked interesting from the trailers, it just didn't come together for me. And the character twists in the end, it's like I just didn't care at that point. So perfectly enjoyable on a Saturday afternoon or something if you have nothing else to do. But other than that, definitely just watch the first three Pirates of the Caribbean. The fourth one I personally enjoy, but I can understand why a lot of people didn't. So finally, and this one I really wanted to love because I was hoping for such greatness from the DC Extended Universe, and that was Justice League. And while there were a lot of enjoyable moments, and I love the character camaraderie between them, and I'll just have to say Jason Momoa is awesome as Aquaman. The movie overall it was just too totally inconsistent. The CGI was laughable at times, and there were many spots in the film that you can tell they were rushed in certain aspects of it, and overall, it's perfectly enjoyable, and I will buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray, but it was just kind of bland, and there were so many better movies in 2017, so that's why Justice League lands on my least favorite films of 2017. Now, real briefly, my most favorite and least favorite of 2017 TV, and we do live in a golden age of TV, but for this in this case, I really only reviewed three different TV series for 2017. Two of them I really loved, and the other one I enjoyed, but it was just kind of meh at the end, and it's utterly forgettable now after the fact. So the two TV series that I really loved from 2017 were Star Trek Discovery, which I was initially hesitant at first based off of the half of the pilot episode that they aired on over-the-air CBS, and I had to start buying CBS All Access in order to watch the rest of it. But if you do that, it is much more worth it, and I would say I'm excited to see where they take this series going forward. And before I reveal my most favorite series of 2017, my least favorite TV series of this year has to be Marvel's The Defenders. While there were a lot of things that I loved about it, especially like the early cinematography and the way they played with color in regards to each character's color palettes in their introductions and when they're separate, just the way the series ended up and the fact that we were building up to this moment. I mean, I said it in my initial review. Way Avengers landed because everything was building up to it, and it landed so well. But now the Defenders was essentially the Netflix Marvel version of the Avengers, and we were building up to it, and it wasn't quite as great as we thought it would get. And overall, it's like, yeah, it's all right, but I don't feel a need to binge watch it over and over again. But that leads me to my most favorite TV series of 2017, and that is Seth MacFarlane's The Orville. I did not expect it to be as good as it was, and I will admit the first few episodes were a bit rocky in terms of balance between humor and seriousness. But now later in the season, when they decided to go either full-on humor or more full-on serious, interchanging between episodes, I just got to know, like, the fact that I could get to know these characters and really appreciate them, and I just love it, and I will be buying the season 1 DVD set when it comes out, and I will be hungrily waiting for season 2, and that's why it's my favorite new series of 2017. Good job, Seth MacFarlane. So there you have it. Those are the main best and my most favorite and least favorite films and TV series of 2017. It's been a great year. I will say again, overall, I was very pleased with most everything that I saw this year. And 2018 is looking to be another great year of film. really crossing my fingers on that. And I have about 20 films scheduled to review, new releases in the coming year. So let me just run through my list real quick. And yeah, this is my list of movies to review in 2018. 12 Strong, coming out in January 19th. Black Panther in February 16th. Tomb Raider on March 16th. Pacific Rim Uprising, March 23rd. Ready Player One, March 30th. New Mutants, April 13th. Avengers Infinity War, May 4th. Solo, A Star Wars Story, May 25th. Deadpool 2, June 1st. Incredibles 2, June 15th. Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, June 22nd. Ant-Man and the Wasp, July 6th. Mission Impossible 6, July 27th. The Predator, August 3rd. Meg, August 10th. Venom, October 5th. X-Men Dark Phoenix, November 2nd. Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, November 16th. Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, November 21st. And finally, Aquaman, December 21st. I may also be inserting some movies here and there in that between that session, as well as some certain other TV series that will be coming out in 2018. I haven't decided that yet. Or some trendsetter reviews and/or reviews that of movies that I just love and you've definitely seen before. But these are my personal favorite films. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate whatever audience I can get. Hope you all had a wonderful 2017 and have a great 2018.